Let me introduce you to the JB Odyssey rooftop tent. This European-made tent is backed up by a 5-year warranty when all the competitors' tents only give you a maximum of 2 years. So I want to take you to the studio and show you all the details why JB thinks they have the most reliable, most comfortable, best looking tent in the market. The material is made in Milan by the same manufacturer that makes parts for high-end car manufacturers. It's a 4mm ABS with the highest UV protective coating in the industry. And why is this important to you? JB went with this ABS because the material is supposed to last longer than fiberglass. And they have been doing fiberglass tents for over 25 years. There are some tents out there that are doing great after 20 years. So this material gives them the potential to make tents that last 20 plus years, and is backed up by a 5-year warranty. This material is then pressed to make the shape of the shell, and is then secured with this aluminum frame around it. Rooftop tents have the reputation of lowering your gas mileage. That's because most tents in the market are just a big black box, and that's blocking the wind, but not with JB. So this mold was made and inspired by the back of a whale shark. So slick, but also aerodynamic. You will see virtually no impact in your gas mileage. There are other components in the top of the shell that are very interesting. So because of the design of this top shell, you have wind deflector that is going to deviate rocks and debris so that they don't hit your fan. This tent also comes pre-drilled for crossbars. Well, and JB is known for customization. The difference between fiberglass and ABS is fiberglass is painted, ABS, the color actually comes in the material. So this tent comes standard in black and white, and then every year JB is coming up with a different color option, like this gray that you see here. Then in 2024 they had the metallic gray, and then now in 2025 they also have a graphite gray. So just stay updated with the color options, but you're always going to be able to get obviously black and white. And then also they are available right now in medium and large. Medium is about 6'4" long, and then large is going to be 7'3" long, same width. The first thing you notice when you look at the front of this tent is going to be the new JB logo in a very elegant way put in the aluminum frame. When I say new logo, is JB rebranded their logo in 2023, and it's nice that it's gel coated and it's in the aluminum frame. The next thing is custom clamps. Okay, this is a poly rubber material which is going to last a lot longer than a metal latch. It's very strong, but also it's not going to rust. So this is made specific for JB, and a cool and nice feature of this is that you can put the latch back on and it stays there, which is going to become crucial if you want to close this tent by yourself. So if you're closing this tent by yourself, you have to do one side and then the latch has to stay up, which is nice. They thought about everything here. The top and the bottom aluminum frames are secured, or there's a gasket in between both of them, which is very important if you are in like a fine dust situation like the desert or sand at the beach or something like that. None of them is going to get inside of your vehicle when you're going 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. Then you have an integrated slot for your tunnel, for your awnings. This is a nice upgrade from the fiberglass tents that you had to attach or glue your awning mounts. Now you can, or your tunnel mounts, now you can put it in this aluminum slot, which I like a lot. Upgraded ladder mounts. These ladder mounts have a stop to them so that the ladder doesn't move away from you, even in like slippery conditions or anything like that. So that's a nice upgrade. If we keep moving through the back, there is a nice sticker here with the JB logo, rear latches. Even the back portion of the aluminum frame has a slot here in case they're gonna do like rear awnings or something like that. Another very elegant JB logo in the back. As you can see, like this is gonna be the highest point of your tent. It's about 13 inches. So if you're looking to store this Subaru in your garage, you only have 13 inches of room that you need on top of your crossbars. And last but not least, the Odyssey with the size identification in the back. So let's go to my favorite part, which is the inside of this tent. Opening this tent is super easy. Just undo the two latches in the back. Let the tent rise by itself. It's assisted by struts. When you let it go, it just goes on its own. Then you go to the front, do the same. Undo the latch. As you can see, obviously this is very easy to do by one person. I love how easy it is to open this tent. What you're gonna get inside of the tent is gonna be your ladder, and this comes straight from factory. You're gonna see a ladder, you're gonna get a mattress, and you're gonna get a flashlight. To access the ladder, it's usually easy to do right here from the back of the tent. Here it is. This bag itself is made by JB. They make everything in-house in the factory. All the zippers in the tent and in the bags are 10mm single coil nylon zippers. That's very important. When it comes to zippers, you don't want injection zippers on a tent. Once they break, you're done, you have to change it. Ladder is made out of aluminum. Very simple mechanical system. JB has thought about collapsible ladders. You see a lot of collapsible ladders in tents, but the problem with collapsible ladders is that sand or dirt or anything goes into the ladder and then they stop working. Whereas this is a completely mechanical ladder. There's nothing that can get stuck to it. If you want to clean it, you just hose it down. Very easy, very simple. The tent fabric and the inside of the tent is loaded with like little details that only a company that's been doing this for so long can get right. Like one of the things is like the Velcro is very strong, but it is easy to pull, but you can tell it's very strong, like a thick layer of Velcro, but it's also open in such a way that you can pull it from the inside of the tent. And then also the stitching on this Velcro is made to last a very long time. You can see the single coil nylon zipper, 10mm. Other tents in the industry either use injection zippers or they use like a 6mm. So this is going to be a very, very important thing down the line, like let's say 5, 6 years, or even 10 years down the line. These zippers are going to hold up a lot more. All the zipper pulls are coated, and this is so that they don't cling, so avoiding the annoying noise when it's windy or when you're inside of the tent, you really want it to be quiet. One of the most important things about the JB tents in general, but especially on this Odyssey, is the fabric itself. So this fabric is made by the same company that makes NASA's spacesuits, and it's a technical fabric. It's a 3-layer fabric. You can see it's different on the inside and in the outside. The outside fabric is for waterproofing. This tent is obviously 100% waterproof. Then the inside of the tent has a material that absorbs humidity. So if there is condensation inside of the tent, then it's gonna stick to the walls and it's not gonna drip down onto your mattress. And then in between these two layers, there's a plastic layer that is to give you a full blackout. So this is such an intricate fabric. It doesn't flap, it's very tense, and that is made for two purposes. Obviously, to avoid wind flapping, and then also to make sure that the water runs down smoothly. There is a rain gutter, if you want to call this, so that if you have this window open but it's raining, you're still not getting wet inside of the tent. Very easy to open this door. And then, interestingly enough, I learned that you want to fold these doors in and not out. And the reason for it is that when this is folded, water or leaves or any debris or anything like that is not gonna catch on the door. See how you can very neatly hide your door with this Velcro straps. JB pays a lot of details, a lot of attention to make sure that everything looks good and everything works properly. This material, I mean, obviously it's hard to tell from the video, but it's very, very thick. I really, really like it. Let's go inside the tent. Well, I love this tent. I love the inside of this tent. Everything from the ceiling liner and the fabric, it's just amazing. You feel so comfortable and so safe inside of this tent. You can open a true 360-degree view with this tent. This mesh is nearly indestructible, takes 300 pounds to break, rip resistant. I mean, it's not your regular like mosquito net that you see in your house or any other tent. This is really, really good quality. I mean, think about it. If this mosquito net mesh were to break, your whole tent is compromised. You can get bugs, you can get water inside of the tent. So this is really, really neat. It is cool that you can choose to open, you know, all the windows. You can choose to open only one side. If it's windy or rainy on one side, you have the flexibility to only open that side. This I really like about this tent. I can definitely see myself out camping anywhere in the desert or in the mountains or anything like that, and opening all these windows. I mean, creating an amazing view from the back of the tent. You have pockets and pouches so that you can put, you know, your phone, your books, or anything like that inside this tent. One cool feature about the fabric is that these pieces, each one of these pieces is this whole fabric is modular. So if you were to either rip it, or if you just wanted to change one of them because you, I don't know, for whatever reason, you want to change just one piece. This is very unique about this tent. Any other tent in the market, maybe you'll have to replace the whole fabric, but each one of these is separate and you can just change one of those panels. The look and feel of the inside of this tent is really premium. Let's talk about this rear door. There is a cool feature on this door itself that, let's assume it's raining, but you still want some light. There is a plastic window right here so that you can open it up and get a ton of light inside of this tent. Even if it's raining, that you'll have every other window and door closed, you're not gonna feel claustrophobic inside of this tent because you can open up this back window and it's covered in plastic. So another really nice feature that I guess JB only knows this because their engineers must be using these tents quite a bit and getting good feedback themselves, that if it's raining, you don't wanna be on a full blackout on your tent and you want some light. So that is a cool feature of the rear door of the JB tent. It really feels comfortable inside of this tent. And let me show you what actually comes with the tent when you buy it. Other than your ladder, you get a 2.5-inch, very dense foam mattress. This mattress is extremely comfortable. It's a memory foam, very dense mattress. And one key feature is that the mattress actually gets to the entire perimeter of the tent. So essentially, internal dimensions and external dimensions are the same. You can use the entire space of the tent. You get also a flashlight. This flashlight has several built-in features. You know, obviously dual light, an emergency light, red, and then also is magnetic. It pivots in the front. It's just, you know, very cool. Several features on that flashlight. Since I'm here in the back of the tent, let me show you the locking mechanism. So for the fabric to be tense and for your tent to be fully secured, all you have to do is lock in 4 arms on the inside of the tent. Locking it in is very easy, and that's what makes your tent secured. If you know, obviously before you put it down, all you have to do is push on this lever to release it. Now, JB is thinking about the future. After some time, maybe your fabric is going to become a little bit loose, and we're talking about 5, 6, 10 years down the line, you might need a little bit of tension and adjustment, and they have already thought about that. This lever right here is adjustable. So let's say if at some point you can't lock it in and it needs some adjustment, all you have to do is rotate this lever, either counterclockwise or clockwise as needed, and then that will tension the fabric, which is really neat that they're already thinking somebody's going to use this more than 5 years and they might need some adjustment to the tension of the fabric. So way to go there, James Baroud. Tent comes with a solar powered exhaust fan. The exhaust fan has a battery that's soldered to it and it's charged by solar power. All you need to do is insert your finger in there, click the on button, and this is going to rotate at a speed to change the air in this tent 10 times per hour. So why is this important? If you have camped before or if you're new to camping, you will realize at some point that one of the most uncomfortable things when you're camping is dealing with condensation. Condensation is basically when there's a humid environment, the temperature drops, and you start getting a ton of water inside of your tent. And James Baroud really did some cool features in this tent to avoid condensation. Basically, all you have to do to not get condensation inside of your tent is to increase the airflow. So, first way to increase the airflow is with this solar exhaust fan. This is gonna move the air, like I said, 10 times the entire air of the volume of this tent per hour. Then the second thing is that in the corners of this tent, in a place that is covered from rain from the outside, there are ventilation pockets. So in each corner, there's a ventilation pocket that even if you have everything closed, this doesn't affect the fact that you don't get any light or water from the rain coming in, but air does flow through the top of this tent, and that avoids condensation. Then if you still wanna improve the airflow, you can unzip the top of the door windows, and those have rain gutters on it. So even if it's raining, you'll get more airflow. So you have air from the fan, from the pockets on the four corner, and also from the windows to avoid condensation. This is going to be the best tent for avoiding condensation by far. Even if you get some water, because let's say you forgot to use the fan, even if there's some water in the air, the water is going to try to go to like a metal or something that is cold. And so all the metal pieces in this tent are covered. Even the aluminum frame has a piece of fabric to cover it. So if it's cold, it's not gonna be cold to the touch because of the fabric. If there's condensation, it's not gonna stick to this one. It's just very, very well thought out to avoid condensation, which condensation is so annoying. When you're camping, it gets in your mattress, it gets your mattress wet, it gets in your lungs. So it's really well thought out. By now, you've seen a lot of features of this tent that show that it is reliable, that it is comfortable, that it is really good looking. Only a company that's been making tents for 25 years has the experience to be able to pull this off. Anybody from like the CEO, the engineering department, the sales staff is using these tents, getting feedback and putting it back into the product. Check out the JB Odyssey and all available accessories at jamesbaroud.com.